was drained and didn't have any time for myself. My confidence was shot because I was constantly letting myself down to meet others' expectations. Here's the controversial truth. Saying no is one of the most powerful things you can do for your confidence. It's a declaration that your time, your energy, and your priorities matter. It's not about being selfish, it's about self-respect. When you say no, you're setting boundaries. You're telling the world, I value myself and my time. And guess what? People respect that. They may not like it at first, but they'll respect you more for standing your ground. Let me be raw and honest. Saying no can be terrifying. You might fear rejection, disappointment, or conflict. But here's the kicker. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're rejecting yourself. You're telling yourself that your needs and desires are less important than others. That's a huge confidence killer. A person agreeing to work overtime despite having personal plans. Someone saying yes to a favor even when they're already overwhelmed. Think about it. How many times have you agreed to something you didn't want to do and ended up feeling frustrated or resentful? How often have you put others' needs before your own and felt your confidence chip away? Saying no isn't about being rude or unkind. It's about being honest and authentic. It's about taking control of your life and making choices that align with your values and goals. So, the next time someone asks you for something, take a moment. Ask yourself, is this something I truly want to do? Does this align with my priorities? If the answer is no, then be brave enough to say it. Your confidence will thank you. Remember, confidence isn't about always saying yes. It's about knowing when to say no. 2. Accept your flaws. Alright, let's dive into one of the toughest, yet most liberating lessons in Stoicism. Accepting your flaws. This isn't about settling for less or excusing poor behavior. It's about embracing your humanity and realizing that your imperfections are a part of who you are. Let me get real with you. For a long time I struggled with the idea of perfection. I thought that to be confident I needed to be flawless, but all it did was make me anxious and insecure. I was constantly afraid that people would see through the cracks and discover that I wasn't as perfect as I tried to appear. I remember spending hours nitpicking at every detail, whether it was my appearance, my work, or even my interactions with others. I was my own worst critic, and it was exhausting. Here's the raw, honest truth. Perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist, and the more you chase it, the more you set yourself up for disappointment. True confidence comes from embracing your flaws, not hiding them. When you accept your flaws, you're freeing yourself from the impossible standards that society often imposes. You're saying, I am enough, just as I am. And that's incredibly powerful. I used to be extremely self-conscious about my speaking skills. I would avoid public speaking at all costs, fearing that I'd stumble over my words or forget what to say. But one day, I decided to face my fear head-on. I accepted that I might make mistakes, and guess what? I did. But I also found my voice, and each time I spoke, I grew more confident. Someone nervously giving a presentation, but gradually improving. A person embracing their unique style, despite it not fitting conventional beauty standards. Think about it. How many times have you let your flaws hold you back? How often have you avoided opportunities because you feared your imperfections would be exposed? The Stoics believed that flaws are not something to be ashamed of. They are part of the human experience. By accepting your flaws, you're embracing your true self, the good, the bad, and everything in between. So the next time you catch yourself dwelling on a flaw, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, is this flaw really as bad as I'm making it out to be? Can I learn from it? Can I grow because of it? Embrace your imperfections and watch your confidence flourish. Remember, confidence Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being authentic. It's about showing up as you are, flaws and all. 3. Understand the limits of your knowledge. This isn't just about admitting you don't know everything. It's about embracing curiosity and the endless journey of learning. And trust me, it's a game changer for your confidence.
Tại sao không dùng củ hà thủ ô trắng mà phải dùng củ hà thủ ô đỏ?
Stick around. These aren't your typical self-help tips. They're controversial, they're bold, and they will challenge everything you think you know about confidence. But trust me, they work. Let's dive in. 1. Learn to say no. All right, let's talk about something that's going to ruffle some feathers. Learning to say no. Society has conditioned us to be people pleasers, to say yes to every request, every favor, every obligation. But let me tell you, saying yes to everything is a surefire way to destroy your confidence and self-respect. Let me get personal for a moment. There was a time in my life when I was the yes man. I thought agreeing to everything would make me more likable, more successful, more everything. But instead, I found myself exhausted, overwhelmed, and honestly, a little bit resentful. I was living my life on other people's terms, not my own. I remember one week where I had agreed to help a friend move, take on extra projects at work, and attend 3 different social events. By the end of it, I was drained and didn't have any time for myself. My confidence was shot because I was constantly letting myself down to meet others' expectations. Here's the controversial truth. Saying no is one of the most powerful